My name is Amber Reed, R-E-I-D, birthday 12/27/90. I'm turning 32, but like I'm almost positive my like mental age, like my brain is stuck at 17. I'm actually starving, so oh, okay, yes, I troll. Whatever, Trollland has entered the chat. I'm totally fine with a clickbait title because you guys know I love me a clickbait title. You're not paying attention to your health, you don't care about your health, you don't care about your body, you want to die, you could have ate healthy, you chose not to, do you really need to go on vacation, you buy health insurance instead. I just don't want to hear it.
No one cares!
Hey guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. Here's a little bonus feature for the weekend, and it's about Amber and Chantal seemingly not being in the condition to go through life alone, or at least without people thinking that they're in a relationship, which in Amber's case, I'm absolutely sure that she is not in a relationship at all. If she's talking to somebody online, that person has, according to Amber's own account, has managed to talk to her since September, and they haven't even met. And yet they're asking each other to be each other's Valentine, which is, of course, possible, but we know Amber, and so it's just a joke. She just couldn't deal with the fact that Destiny was getting married and that Beck is in such a serious relationship that she even put it as a Facebook status, which, you know, Beck is aware of the fact that the public eye is on her, and so she wouldn't change her Facebook relationship status willy-nilly. She must have put some thought into it, and so I'm guessing she is in a serious relationship. Completely the opposite of Amber, of course, which has been lying. I mean, that's the lying vibe I got from her. Had been lying to us about YP. YP, you know, for Amber to make us believe that YP is more than a caretaker. I believe that they started out in a romantic relationship, and then YP slowly realized that her lifestyle and the one of Amber totally clash. And Amber had forgotten that she had made all these announcements like she's going to learn how to drive, she wants to travel, she wants to lose weight, she wants to be more active, which none of that happened. And so YP eventually decided, yeah, this is not happening. And so then they came to an agreement that YP only sticks around to help out Amber. And eventually YP moved out, but not at the time when Amber told us. And YP moved in the region still to where, you know, she was still in driving distance, and she came over to clean the litter boxes, walk Twinkie. I mean, there were public pictures of her walking Twinkie, which alone is not an uncommon thing. I mean, if you're in a relationship, you know, you take turns, I guess, walking a dog. But we know Amber and the way she walks, clumsy and waddles. She doesn't walk a lot, so she takes every chance she gets to sit on that butt. And so eventually YP was tired of that, and also Amber's income was dropping at the time, and so she didn't have so much money to throw at YP anymore, and so YP decided to leave Amber's life altogether. This was way before you know, the whole thing happened way before Amber told us in July 2023. I think that that YP moved out roughly April 2022. This is also when Amber had her drunken live stream, and she seemed genuinely emotionally shocked by something. And I don't know, I didn't know what it was at the time, but looking back now, that might have been the point where YP said, I'm moving out. And then, so in July 2023, Amber told us that they had broken up. And now she's trying to make us believe that in September already, even though for months on end she was milking this breakup, that from September on she was talking to this other girl, and that they crushed on each other. How can you do that when you're still in love with the other person? So, you know, her again, it's like puzzle pieces, and they don't fit together anymore. Because Amber didn't think about how she should sell this to us, and she's lying too much. And so her whole life, as she has presented it to us, is just a big mess and it makes no sense. And by the way, just to get that out of the way, we were talking about it in the comments, and I do agree that Amber's mother only showed up in the vlog yesterday because she's trying to protect her own privacy in terms of where she lives, her own everyday life. I believe that Amber is aware of the fact that her income is dropping. And guys, where is she gonna go when her income has dropped low enough for her to not be able to pay her bills anymore? She's gonna move in with mommy. And so mommy is only doing herself a favor by showing up in the vlog, since Amber's not able to land another caretaker, another, side character for her vlogs, that which is probably the last bit of hope she can have for her channel, because her vlogs have been increasingly getting more boring. She has tried everything to stir the pot, to bring up all of the, I don't think she left any of one of them out, all the toxic topics from the past that riled up her audience. None of it worked. None of it worked. Not even Cakegate, and or reheating the whole shrimp gate, and none of it worked, and not even Destiny bringing up her past, and Beck speaking out on her. None of it worked. Her views were, for a short while went back up, but then went back down. And so, but here's the reason why I'm actually making this video, and that is, in yesterday's vlog, Amber tried to emphasize that she is in fact in a relationship right now, and the proof for that is that her girlfriend Valentine has sent her a gift. And the whole story around that was already cringy, how she was supposed to get a package but it didn't come, and then it was in the mail room after all, and then she opened it on camera, and what it was a picture of what the moon looked like when they met. They didn't meet in February. They still haven't met. But apparently Amber's trying to sell us that since they asked each other to be each other's Valentines on Valentine's Day, that's when they met. And so it would make sense for Valentine to send her a picture of what the moon looked like when they met, which of course is completely idiotic, but only a person with probably an IQ of over 90 can see that. But let's just assume for a minute that it makes sense. Look at what I found on the internet. So here's Etsy. I put in the search term "the moon when we met," and look at all of this. You can easily get them on Etsy, and that is exactly what Amber did. See, even for different occasions, of course, because it's date related. And you can easily get them on Etsy. And so this is neither a very thoughtful gift, because again, they did not meet on that day. It's just a story that, oh, you can change the currency here. Oh, no. No, you can't change the currency. All right, but even if it would make sense that you would want to send your girlfriend a gift of when they actually asked each other, or when they asked you to be your Valentine, I mean, the whole thing is just it's cringy to me, and it's not even like a very valuable gift. Like, look, $20, and it's yeah, she's trying to make her life something special, and it's not. And strangely enough, Chantal is doing the same thing at the same time. In that latest vlog that I just cut off because I couldn't deal with her anymore. She apparently later on in that live stream she talked about Salah and how he would never leave her, and why would he? Yeah, right off the top of my head, and I'm not even a Muslim expert, I can tell you, number one, you can't keep a household. Number two, you're physically not attractive at all. Number three, you're very sick. Number four, you have a history of being unfaithful. And number five, you are a horrific human being with a bad personality that includes lying and deceiving and manipulation. And number six, and most importantly, you're running out of money. which was your best bet with somebody like that, that is scamming people out of money. And at first I didn't want to believe it. I mean, the fact that he's from Syria doesn't mean that he's a scammer. But what got my red flags to show is when she kept emphasizing how rich he is and he has a house to himself, and he's well taken care of. And so she went over there because that made a lot of sense. Just coming to find out that he doesn't have his own money. If he does, it's only a little bit. I mean, let's remember what Allah said, that other guy, or El Allah, or that guy that tried to get 1,000 subscribers before he even said anything. Um, that Salah doesn't really have a job, and she's not really, not a citizen, just a tourist without an ID, and things like that. And even if none of this is true, I'm repeating it because I believe it could be true, because she's lying a lot, Amber is lying a lot. They're lying for the wrong reasons. They keep lying, telling the same lies in the same category. Like, Amber cannot deal with the fact that she's the only one left that is not in a relationship. And even if it was a relationship, Amber, if you're listening, I would like to point out that you need a caretaker. You can no longer be in a regular old relationship. And the same actually goes for Chantal. Um, you cannot be in a regular relationship with another person because you guys have eaten yourself into a size where you can't even wipe your own ass anymore. I mean, let that sink in. Or lying about physical hygiene. I mean, if there's really a Valentine out there, which I doubt, has she not been paying attention? I mean, if she actually exists, which I doubt, then she can't have an IQ over 90. Because if everything that has been documented on the internet by Amber herself and everybody else has completely passed her by, then she's deserved to be in a relationship, in air quotes, with Amber. And Chantal too has been lying about Salah. And I would have respected her more if she had said, look, in Canada, if she had said, look, my addictions are getting out of control, not just the food addiction, but the others too that I'm not going to mention here. But she would like to have a dramatic change in her life. And so she's going to go for some Middle Eastern man. She's going to find one, and she won't stop until she finds him. And then maybe even share, I mean, that would have been entertaining. Then maybe even share information in her vlogs about who she's talking to now. And then one seems really nice and he doesn't ask for her income right away, like Salah did with Kai Bella. And then she says, okay, now I'm going to slap that hijab on. I'm going to go over there and see if I can make this work. I would have respected her more for that than for all the lies, the dozens of lies she's told so far. Because I do not understand how these women, and I understand because I used to think that way, that you get more respect from people when you're in a relationship with somebody, because oddly enough, it seemed like proof to me that at least one person on this planet has decided to spend most of their free time with you. And for whatever reason that counted in my head. But it no longer does. I'd rather be single for years on end than make so many compromises like Chantal is making right now, just to be able to say, my husband. And I don't get it. I'm not behind it. But the matter of fact is, these two women have to live with what they lie about. Like Chantal, for example, that little pouch by with Alice in Wonderland on it, that was not homemade, but that could be easily found on Amazon. And it's like, you guys just stop with the lying. Go inwards and think, can I live with myself? Not so much, what is my audience thinking of me? Because they both don't really care what we think of them. They couldn't care less. But they depend on the views, and so they have to keep a lot of people out there in a good mood, or, in at least enough to keep stringing them along. Because there are not too many new viewers that come to their channels. I mean, not enough to make them a living. And so every once in a while they have to suck up to us and seem like they're on the right path, which they're not. And I realized that today. I mean, that walk in nature that Chantal did, she really had a few good thoughts, but she most likely Googled them, did a Google search on what would a person say that would like to improve their lives. And, and then she just mentioned them. I don't know. I don't know if she's intelligent enough to do things of the sort, but this is what it feels like now when I see her cramming that huge sandwich into her mouth as if nothing ever happened, as if she wasn't diagnosed with diabetes, as if we haven't seen her struggle, walk even short distances, or her wheezing just by sitting in her car because her organs are getting smushed by all that fat that is just all over the place inside of her, of course, inside of her body, not outside. But yeah, for me at this point, it's hopeless. They're both on the fast track to the incinerator, and it's all they know. It's all they can do. They don't have the strength to change their lives, and they don't have enough time in the day, I'm assuming. They stuff their faces most of their waking hours, and so they don't have a whole lot of time to contemplate life and think, is this what I would like for people to remember me by? Burping and farting and just gaining weight while I'm talking about diets, having Dupin Delight on my face. I don't know, but it's their decision and they've both ruined their reputations and there's not much they can do about that. Even if they both changed, if they both did a 180 today, their past would still follow them for the rest of their short lives and so. And with this said, I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening to this, and I'll see you in my next one. Have a great weekend. Bye.